There's one question that, perhaps more than any other, gets to the very root of who we are and what motivates us. It's a question that can feel like unlocking a hidden room within our own minds, a room where the blueprints of our personality were first drawn. That question is, what did I need to do in childhood to win the support and approval of my parents? This question is so powerful because it speaks to one of our most fundamental, primal needs, the need for attachment and belonging. As children, our very survival, both physical and emotional, depended entirely on maintaining the connection to our caregivers. Their approval wasn't just a nice to have, it was the emotional oxygen we needed to breathe. So, we became brilliant, intuitive detectives, constantly scanning our environment to figure out the rules of the game, to sharpen the picture, to really bring the details of that childhood world into focus. We might need to lean on a few subsidiary inquiries. Let's treat them like gentle, archaeological tools, dusting away the years to see what lies beneath. To please my father, I needed to. To please my mother, I needed to. Or, to look at the other side of the coin, not to upset my mother, I needed to. And not to upset my father, I needed to. Take a moment with these. The answers might come quickly, or they might surface slowly. They might be about actions: be quiet, get good grades, help with chores, or they might be about being a certain way: be the funny one, be the responsible one, be the invisible one. Whatever might be claimed, and however much we cherish the ideal, no family ever gives its offspring truly, perfectly unconditional love. This isn't a cynical statement or an attack on parents, most of whom do the very best they can with the tools they have. It's simply an acknowledgement of human nature. Our parents are people with their own histories, their own unhealed wounds, their own fears, and their own unspoken dreams. Inevitably, these get woven into the fabric of their love. And so, there's always, more or less subtly, something that one has to do and to be, and other things that must at all costs be skirted. When we look back, the commands may be obvious. They were the spoken laws of our household. We needed to do very well at school, or be musical, or be a gifted athlete. Maybe we needed to never, ever raise our voice or challenge our father. Perhaps we needed to be a constant companion to a lonely mother or a protector for a little sister. These were the clear-cut paths to praise and safety. In other cases, however, the commands would have been far more disguised, absorbed not through words but through the emotional atmosphere of the home. We would have imbibed a general sense, admittedly we know not how, that making a lot of money was the ultimate measure of a person's worth. Or perhaps we learned that sex was something shameful and disgusting, a topic shrouded in silence and anxiety. Maybe we internalized the belief that one's value lay almost entirely in one's looks, or that showing weak emotions like sadness or fear was a profound failure. These weren't rules written on a blackboard. They were written in the air we breathed. And sometimes the commands would have been paradoxical to a degree we are still trying to untangle decades later. These are the double binds that create a no-win situation, a deep and lasting confusion about who we are supposed to be. For instance, you must be a brilliant winner, but if you succeed too much, you'll threaten me, and I will withdraw my love. Or the confusing plea, try never to grow up, because independent adult women or men frighten me, and I need you to stay my little child. Or perhaps the most heartbreaking of all, become extremely attached to me, depend on me for everything so that I can feel needed. And then I can break your heart to prove my power or replay my own trauma. These paradoxical commands are the source of so much of our adult anxiety and self-sabotage. However much our attitudes and outlooks might be shaped by our countries of birth by being, say, Cambodian, French, or Ghanaian, we are always, first and foremost, citizens of those micro-republics that we call families. By being a Siang, a Bi, or a Boyaki, each one of these lands is equipped with its own hugely idiosyncratic set of laws, expectations, patriotisms, and, yes, even tyrannies. Think of it this way. Our nation may lend us a certain accent and a civil code, but our birth family, this tiny, powerful republicist, what gives us our internal constitution. It tells us what constitutes a real man or a good woman. It sets the ceiling on how much we are allowed to esteem ourselves. It dictates the secret currency for earning admiration. And it determines the baseline level of calm and fulfillment we believe we deserve. The national anthem of this republic might be an unspoken motto like, "In this family, we never quit," or "We don't air our dirty laundry in public." If auditing these conditions of acceptance matters, it is because to a far greater extent than we realize, these old laws may still be in operation. They run like outdated software in the background of our minds, influencing our decisions and relationships, and often making no sense at all, decades after we've physically left the Republic of Nong, Smith, Khoi, or Banerjee. Here is how it manifests. We may still be taking immense care not to succeed too much in our careers, lest we unconsciously anger the ghost of a disappointed, envious mother. Or we're still permanently trying to appease the bad moods of bosses and partners, walking on eggshells in case they lose their temper violently, just as a father did 4 decades before. Or we continue to expect betrayal and attack in our closest relationships, a defensive crouch we learned when we were in the hands of a highly damaged or unpredictable caregiver before our 6th birthday. We carry the laws of our old country into new lands and wonder why we never feel at home. So if we're still in the mood for some courageous self-inquiry, we may need to wonder 2 more things. The first is, how much am I still doing of what I had to do back then? Am I still the peacemaker, the overachiever, the clown, the invisible one? The second, and perhaps more liberating question, is, and how much do I actually like or dislike the laws of yesteryear? Do they serve the adult I am today? Do they align with my authentic values? We may find, to our disquiet, that we are continuing to apply to the present a set of edicts that long ago ceased to align with any of our sincere aspirations. We continue to act the clown to diffuse tension or play the role of the meek little girl to seem non-threatening. We inhabit the identity of the terrified victim or strive to remain daddy's favorite. Even when the Republic of Home has long been disbanded, its elite leaders resigned or passed on, and its borders completely obliterated. This is no longer about survival. It has become a script we can't stop performing. We may need to take stock of the highly distinctive mini-country that we've come from, not with blame, but with the clear-eyed compassion of a historian studying their own origins. But this isn't an order to simply abandon our past. Instead, it is an invitation to bravely and consciously emigrate. This is not an emigration born of anger or escape, but a beautiful, deliberate act of self-creation. It's about founding a new republic, the Republic of You. In this new, sovereign land, you get to write the Constitution. You are the founder, the legislator, and the benevolent leader. You decide with intention what defines success. You determine what brings you authentic joy. You declare, as the first and most important article of your Constitution, that you are inherently worthy of love and respect, independent of your productivity, your appearance, or anyone else's approval. The old laws of the past don't need to be violently overthrown. That only creates more conflict. Instead, they can be lovingly retired. We can look at them, understand why they were created, thank them for the protection they once offered, and then give them an honorable discharge. They have served their purpose. In their place, we can write new principles that honor the person you are today and the person you aspire to become. Principles like, I am allowed to rest. My feelings are valid and are valuable information. It is safe for me to be powerful and visible. I can trust my own judgment. This is the ultimate journey of adulthood, to become the kind, just, and wise leader of your own inner world. It is a path to a true homecoming, not to the family you were born into, but to the self you were always meant to be. If this journey of self-discovery and empowerment resonates with you, we invite you to continue the exploration with us. Please subscribe to our channel for more content that helps us navigate the beautiful complexities of our minds and hearts. Join our community as we all learn to become better, happier citizens of our own lives.